Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Guys, we're back. We're going to take some questions. We have questions already stacking up, but if you would like to ask some questions right now online, you can do so and it will pop up and I'll see it on the screen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All right, I set everything up so the people at home could watch what we're doing with the question and answers. And this one says, there's stubborn parents about interracial marriages. All right. Actually, being stubborn sometimes is a good thing. It could be a good thing. If you're stubborn and you hold on to Islam, that's a good thing. The Prophet ﷺ, he told us in the last days, when the fitna is everywhere, chaos, calamity is everywhere, then you have to hold on to Islam like you hold on to the burning coals of a barbecue. Huh? It's hard to do, but you got to hold on to it. So being stubborn is good on some things. But then it says, can you give advice for parents about interracial marriages? I understand that there are some things that Islam does not allow, but there are some things Islam does allow. Islam does not permit us to judge each other by the color of our skin, or by our language, or by where we came from. It does not allow that. But Islam always allows you to choose for your friends who would you like to be with. You don't have to say, okay, this person right here, I'm going to take him everywhere I go. Maybe he doesn't want to go. The other thing is, especially when it comes to marriage, if a person doesn't want to get married to their cousin, that's their right. They don't have to do that. They don't have to do that. If they don't want to get married to this one or that one, they don't have to do that. But if they want to marry somebody and they're a good Muslim, then what is the problem? What is your problem? I hope we answered your question with my questions. I like to do that, by the way. I want you to think about the answer and figure it out for yourself. It said, what is the event of the power of shaitan? Extent. It said extent, not, yeah. I want to talk to you about something right now because there's a big misunderstanding amongst all people on earth about something called free will. What is free will? Free means you don't have to pay for it. Okay, we got that. But what is will? Will means you have the power to make things happen the way you want. When Allah began the creation, He willed it to happen. This is what it says in English. Allah willed it to happen. When Allah wanted light, He willed light to exist. When Allah wanted animals, He willed them to be by pairs. When Allah wanted human beings, He willed Adam, and then He willed from Adam's rib, his mate, and from these two He brought many tribes, many nations. And this is in Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49 of the Quran, which is only 18 verses. By the way, if you want to memorize something short in the middle of the Quran, it's a beautiful way to go. Surah Al-Hujurat. Especially because this verse goes on about the tribes and nations, and then Allah said, and He made us different so we could recognize each other. It would be kind of weird if everybody looked all exactly alike, wouldn't it? Would it? I mean, stop and think. If you looked in the mirror and you saw me looking back at me, you'd be like, whoa, what happened? Huh? So Allah made us all different. Allah made us different. So we recognize each other, but not hate each other. It's a really good one. That really is a good question. What is the power of shaitan? Who has power? Let me read to you from something in the Arabic language. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There is no power or might or strength or energy except the power of Allah. So does free will exist? Yes, but only for Allah. And if you're not Allah, then give it up. Forget about it. If you don't have free will, then you understand that's a joke that Shaitan is playing on people all the time. How much power does Shaitan really have? The same that you do. None. You don't have any power. You have choices. You always have the choice to do good or to do bad. He has a choice too, but he already gave up that choice a long time ago when he would not make sajda at the creation of Adam. And it wasn't just because he wouldn't put his head on the ground, it's why he wouldn't do it. Because if he said, oh, there's some dirt on the ground, I didn't want to get my head dirty. Okay, maybe that's an excuse, but that's not what he said. He said, I'm not going to bow down because of him, because I'm better than him. Kibr. Bad choice. And then he knows he's going to go to hell, but he doesn't care. He wants to take every human being with him. He said, I'll show you. These people, they're no good. I'll show you. I'll take them all to hell with me. I mean, this is really a sicko. There is no power that Shaitan has. If you see things happening, it's because Allah lets it happen. Allah lets it happen. If you want protection against Shaitan, it's easy. Every Muslim knows already what to say. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. That is how you seek refuge with Allah, the only one that has power against the Shaitan, who has no power. Okay. Here's a question that said, if Islam commands women to cover and to wear a hijab to protect them and also prevent attraction, why did he not have the same for men? That's a very good question. I'm going to ask you a question. Is there a difference between men and women? Yes or no? Are they exactly the same thing? No, you can look on certain doors in buildings and figure that out real quick. It says men, it says women, and everybody knows what those doors are for. Yeah? It's not to go hang your coat up, although you can do that, but it's for something else. Yeah? So if you know there's a difference between the men and the women, do you think Allah knows that? And He created them? Do you think Allah knows which one of those is more powerful than the other? If a man, with his strength that Allah gave him, goes out and grabs a woman and does something bad to her, it could happen, because it happens every day. Actually, it's happening every 49 seconds in America. Not all of them get raped, true, but every 49 seconds, somebody is violated in this country. Na'udhu. But how many times does a woman come up and grab a man and try to do something bad to him? How many seconds? Probably not too many. Probably not that many in a whole month, right or wrong. So which one needs to be protected? Which one is more like a treasure, like a valuable thing? The woman or the man? The woman. So which one do you cover up? The valuable one or the worthless one? I'm not going to say we're worthless, but some of our women have told us that. I have actually heard my name pronounced useless. It's Yusuf. Hello? Anyway. So if you already know, by the way, it was my father-in-law that said that. But anyway, women have a protection already from Allah. But He is the one asking them to do something. This is a test for the women. The test for the men is in the verse before it. You didn't read that? Who is mentioned first? The man or the woman? The man. Why? Because Allah already knows that's the guy He's got to work on. And what did He tell the man? Lower your gaze. What does it mean? Let me show you something. Most of us, when we think about lowering the gaze, we go like this. Now, you know why that doesn't really work? Because you're going to bump into a tree or something. You're walking around, don't bow. Oh, what happened? The meaning, according to Shuyukh that I trust very much, they said the meaning is to lower, like you lower the volume on the TV. You reduce it, lower the volume, lower. In other words, instead of going like, hey, baby. No. It's like this. Oh, stop it long. Assalamu alaikum, sister. How you doing? Like, watch. Suppose there's a girl sitting here. Oh, assalamu alaikum. Oh, assalamu alaikum. Like that. It's all right. But when you go, big problem. Somebody told me that you're only allowed one glance. One glance. Okay? So we saw a brother. He's from, I'm not going to say Saudi. Oops, I just said anyway. And he just came over. And the women here are not dressed like they do in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, everybody wearing black, covered up everything, you know. And he came over here, this is many years ago. And he was a new recruit in the military. And he's like, oh. And one of the brothers said something to him. He said something in Arabic. Everybody started laughing. I said, what did he say? He said, don't bother me. I didn't blink yet. I think that was a joke. But anyway. So, the women are given a test. The men are given a test. Don't stare at them. And don't overpower them. Don't hurt them. Many things. Also, I want you to think about this. In the Quran, in Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4, verse 34, very clearly that Rajulan, males, are responsible for the females. Because Allah made one have more of His power than others. And He's responsible for her. He, the man, takes care of the women. Is that what it says or no? And this is where we're falling down. We don't take care of our sisters. You have to make some rules of your house to protect the women. Explain to them, I don't want you to go out after dark because somebody could hurt you unless I go with you. And that's exactly what I explained to the women in my family. You go out, and you can go, that's not the problem. But I don't want you to go out by yourself, driving away, 20 miles away, something like this. Something happens, maybe you have a flat tire. Now what are you going to do? You're going to get out of the car and try to change it by yourself in the dark with strange men coming by, and they're not even Muslim. Hello? And they could maybe just shoot you because they thought you're a terrorist or a ninja or whatever. My wife said to me, I'm going to tell her, she's sitting over there. I'm going to tell her what she said to me. She said, well, if they shoot me, I'll be shaheed. And that's when I had to tell her, listen, I want to be honest with you. I wasn't worried about you being shaheed. I'm worried about me living alone without you. I need you. Okay? I love her, but also I need her. So I asked her to remove this because it's not far. If she wears it, it's a really good thing. But some women, they have a problem. Can't breathe. And sometimes it's very, very hot. But if she can wear that, it's a big, big bonus for her in front of Allah. But it's not wajib. Don't tell a woman she has to do that. If you say she has to do it because of you, that's between you and her. But if you say Allah said that, He didn't say that. He said, draw the khimar over Juzubihina. This is what He said. This is Quran. And He said also in Surah Al-Hisab, very clearly, when they go out and use the word jilbab. And we all know what's jilbab. Niqab is not mentioned in Quran. All right? So let's be clear about what hijab really is. And by the way, just so you know, ladies, the best of the best of the best women of the Catholics are called nuns. And they wear a hijab called habit. They wear it all day, every day, from the time they get up in the morning till the time they go to bed at night. Even around other ladies, they can't take it off. This is the nuns. And also, they can't get married, they can't have children, they have no life except for the church. So realize that the only time you need to wear hijab is when you go out in public. At home, you can wear whatever you want to wear. Stop and think about it. You want to wear some really stuff? Do it for your husband. Don't do it for strangers. And stop and think. Allah is giving you something, a blessing. Allah never, ever makes something more difficult than you can bear. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. So I took some time to answer it, but I really want you to understand that men have their own deal, women have their own deal. If you don't like it, then ask Allah to guide you to find the truth, because that's what I did. Alhamdulillah. Here we go. This one, it says that the person says, I'm saddened and hurt to see YouTube videos by anti-Muslim Christians with the intent of ridiculing Islam. What can I do as a Muslim? What are the Muslim scholars doing against this? How many of us, we feel bad about watching videos attacking Islam? Feel bad about it? It never happened before, right? At the time of Muhammad, nobody was attacking Islam, right? Right? Nobody bothered them. Nobody was saying bad things about Islam, right? Nobody sent people out to every single entrance to Mecca and have somebody standing there watching, and anybody caravan comes in, hey, be careful.